He's crazy like Jack Bauer. His name is Forrest Power. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, YouTube. Did you click the link to this video because the title gave you a guilty conscience? Do not worry, you are not alone. Video game addiction has become its own pandemic in recent times, and for what seems like an eternity now, the gaming world has been dubbed by society as a true devil of modern civilization. Is video game addiction real though? In the same way that people addicted to nicotine in cigarettes or drug addicts will do anything in their power to get their next hit? Well, the World Health Organization seems to think so. In 2019, video game addiction became classified as an actual addiction by the world's leading experts on all things addictive. You might actually think that a video game addiction is a harmless thing, primarily because we ban this word addiction out there all the time now in society. But in order to be classified as an addiction, that means that you've got to play video games so much that you actually neglect another area of your life. That could be something like not getting enough sleep, not turning up to work on time, or interfering with another aspect of your life that is simply counterproductive to your growth as a normal human being. When you put it like that though, there are a lot of people out there with a gaming addiction. How many of us can't say that we've not stayed up till 3 AM on a weekend just to get that dopamine hit promised to us by hitting the match-winning kill on Call of Duty? It's almost become normalised within society at this point, and especially when you look at people streaming on Twitch for 15, 16, 17 hours at a time, you begin to realise that for most people, gone are the days when you could literally play for half an hour and then log off. Gaming has become somewhat of a marathon. On a personal level, I'd say that I have a moderate gaming addiction. It does interfere with my sleep on weekends, but I do try to regulate myself a little bit more during the week. I had an awful epiphany at the height of COVID that I had a gaming addiction when I was stopped by the police at 2 o'clock in the morning and was questioned about what I was doing. I told them I was playing Pokemon Go, which was the truth, and after dropping this bombshell on them, they smiled faintly at me like the weirdo that I was and backed away, no doubt ready to laugh at me once my back had been turned. To be honest with you, I almost wished I'd confessed to being a hardcore criminal. It would have been less embarrassing. That did not stop me though from burning the midnight oil and scouring the streets of my local town looking for Pokemon in the dead of night. I continued to do this for a number of months until my rational brain kicked in one day and I just sat back and thought, I don't want to be this guy anymore. I've got what I consider to be an addictive personality, which can be a trait that's used for good when it's utilised to the best of its ability. So I decided to invest my addiction in the gym in the months after I got rumbled for playing Pokemon at 4 o'clock in the morning and get back into decent shape. I think it really helps to displace an addiction in order to beat another one, and you should look to do it with one that's better for you and better for your health. That's why the gym is such a good outlet for me, because I think without it, I would be a quivering 30-stone mess that simply plays video games for 5, 6, 7 hours a night, exercising very little willpower. I do feel though that there is an uber dorky stigma attached to video game addiction. Like, socially people will consider it one of the worst disorders out there. The cool kids would frown on it and scoff at it a little bit. But when you consider that technology addiction is likely its younger sibling, it makes you start to think a little bit. Pretty much most of the world now has a serious problem when it comes to putting their phones down. Screen times have soared so much that there are actual apps out there that run rewards for not touching your phone. An oxymoron if ever I heard of one. The truth is though, I think that likely all human beings are addicts to something. For the Jeff Bezoses of the world, I'd say they're addicted to financial success. For the David Goggins, it's clearly an emphasis on physical fitness. Even for people like the Joe Rogans of the world, they seem to be addicted to figuring the world out and genuinely understanding what's going on around them. Everyone I know though has some form of addiction. One of my friends is addicted to being the best father that he can be, even if it comes at the expense of his own existence, which is a pretty noble addiction, I think. At the end of the day, we're just tankers of water and muscle, all doing strange things in a bid to satisfy what we deem on a personal level to be a successful existence. No one should judge you for what you are or what you're not addicted to, so long, obviously, as there are no legal ramifications attached to it. Stealing a pensioner's car radio to feed a crack habit is not a good look for anyone. But I guess my message is, don't feel bad about staying up late and getting that final kill cam. Don't feel bad about playing that one extra game on FIFA. Human beings are all strange creatures that have to find their own equilibrium in this life. So long as we make time for the things that we deem to be important, that should be enough for anyone. And remember, the only person that we have to answer to in this life is ourselves. Just because one of your friends thinks that you do have a weird habit does not necessarily make it a bad thing. It's just something personal to you, your own little quirk. And so long as it's not counterproductive to the overall goal of your life, well, that should be enough for anyone, really. But what do you guys think? Have you had any experiences with gaming addiction? Do you even believe it's a real disorder? Please, please, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you have made it this far into the video, feel free to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any future videos, and please drop a like to keep my level of enthusiasm for pumping this zany content out there at a premium. Most importantly though, drop a comment on what you think. Audience engagement and seeing what other people think of the world is the most important aspect of this channel to me. This is my medium, my avenue for figuring out the world around me. So I'd love to hear anybody else's experiences or viewpoints on gaming addiction, as you've all been subjected to listen to mine for about the last 8.5 minutes. As always though guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Forrest Power and this has definitely been emotional.